What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Jordan. Having some difficulties with this mic. I accidentally broke it, so I hope you guys can hear me. However, just want to hop right back into the video and kind of the sequence that's been going on. My last video, I kind of did the number breakdown on how I acquired this deal that I've been telling you guys about. If you haven't watched that video, please stop what you're doing. Click this link up here, whichever side, and go watch that video. That way you have a better understanding on all the numbers that we're speaking about. So today, I want to kind of talk about what happened after we agreed upon the terms. First, before we do that, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, also comment below, and follow me on all of my social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. That way you can stay tuned on everything I'm doing. So hopping right back into it. Once I agreed upon the terms with the seller, we pretty much made sure everyone was on the same page. And my next steps from here was to go out and contact a TC, also known as a transaction coordinator. A TC's job is to pretty much take care of the transaction from start to finish as far as the paperwork. They'll draft up the paperwork for you. You can also have them sign on your behalf, so your signature is not on anything, which is huge. And just having them be in communication with the seller, depending on your exit strategy, the buyer, and then also the title company. That way, it takes some stress off of you, and you, as the acquisitions guy, can just go out and get more deals. So that's what I did. I had my transaction coordinator go ahead and draft up all the paperwork. And having a good TC on your team is huge. It can make or break any deal that you're doing. So you want to have somebody on your team that is knowledgeable enough to walk through the contract and answer any questions that come up from the sellers. So with this being my first time, I wanted to have that white glove service and have them walk through the contract with me and the seller. That way I can have a more educational route when I'm speaking with these sellers if any of these questions do come up. So I was thankful enough to have the owner of Creative TC, Caleb Christopher, hop on the Zoom with me and my seller and also the seller's agent and really explain everything line by line. Good thing enough, the sellers didn't have too many questions. There's a few things that came up, but Caleb was able to answer those quickly. After Caleb was able to pretty much put everything in the boxes and fill in the blanks, make sure there was no questions. From there, we pretty much just passed all the paperwork off to a TC, someone that's underneath Caleb, and they were able to get in communication with me, my sellers, and any parties that are incorporated. So we were going to use a title company on this one. And oftentimes people think, hey, you have to use a title company in order to complete anything. That's incorrect. Title companies, they're just there to really make sure the paperwork is good. They have the knowledge, but it takes so much longer going that route. And since this is a FHA loan, oftentimes a lot of title companies, they won't they won't pretty much perform on these type of loans. They don't want to risk their license because it's a company policy. They're not able to really do these subject to transactions on these type of loans because they can get their license revoked and never be able to do any FHA business again. So that's going to all be in a later video. It's just too much to explain right now. But this is a crazy opportunity just because now I'm learning how to do a self perform. And a self perform is essentially where you're going out, and it's not me. I just want to let you know I'm not doing this. This is my TC that is doing all of this. That's why having a great TC on your team is critical. But a self performing is to where they're going to go out and pretty much do everything that title company is doing outside of the title company. So they're going to be able to order all the title docs, warranty deeds, everything along that nature. That way you can have all of that paperwork back within days. And going through a title company, they're so busy, they're working so many files for different investors all over that it can take them weeks just to complete something, even though it can really take them, if they focus their time and they had enough time to just focus on your file, it'll take them maybe 2 to 3 days to complete exactly what you're looking to do. So, going that self-performing route, it gave us the opportunity to get all the documents back within days, and it gave my TC the opportunity to look through everything and make sure nothing major popped up, holding us back from pretty much closing on the deal, which of course, which was expected, something popped up. A few problems popped up, and just being in this industry, in the industry, you have to factor in any problems. There's always going to be a situation that's going to prevent you from doing what you want to do. Everything might look good on paper, but until you actually get to that finish line, it's not completed yet. So a few problems that popped up when we got the documents back. My transaction coordinator, he was reading through there, and with this being an FHA loan and the specific bank, they said that if the due on sale clause, I know it's going to be a lot, you guys. This is going to be in future videos, but if you know what I'm talking about, you'll understand exactly what's going on. But if the due on sale clause does get called, you cannot deed the property back into that seller's name, because that will also be considered a due on sale, where they can have the opportunity. That'll be also considered a transfer of deed, and they'll be able to still escalate that due on sale clause. So that one thing popped up, and it kind of gave us a little bit of like, okay, well, what's the next step in the industry? As being an entrepreneur, you want to be a problem solver. And when we came across that, it's like, okay, what's the ideas? What are different routes that we can go in order to make this work? Which I'm going to give you guys all the solutions to all these problems I'm going to list out in my next video. That way you stay tuned and actually be engaged. So if you want to know, drop a comment below. But with that FHA document, when it had that little statement in there, we just pivoted and we had to think creatively and see what's the best route to do. Another problem that popped up was a lien. There's a filtration lien on the property that the sellers was not aware about. And I told them before when speaking with them, hey, only thing that's going to prevent us from closing on time is if any liens pop up. And the sellers, of course, said there's nothing that's going to pop up. We're good. This popped up and they didn't know, so we had to take care of that. Solution, next video. We had a negative escrow account, which was kind of weird because the mortgage company should have notified the seller that their payments raised and that not enough payments were going towards their taxes and insurance. However, it wasn't aware, and it was a negative balance of like $3,500, which isn't too bad, but obviously that accumulates over time. And if she wasn't going to sell, that would accumulated to 10, 15, depending how long she owned the property. It would have been a crazy amount at the end of the day. That popped up. And HOA fees. There were some HOA fees that were unpaid that need to get paid. And just getting creative, as I mentioned, we're going to have to go in there, structure a few things, and make things work in order to close on this deal. So that's kind of where the process is now. We're all good. Everything's on track. We're closing tomorrow, actually. So the time of this recording, tomorrow is the closing. So then I'll be able to give you guys some more details moving forward and all of the amazing strategies that I plan on doing in the meantime. I have quite a few deals that I'm working on right now, and I have a lot of behind the scenes videos that I want you guys to stay tuned and continue to watch these videos. If you want to know the full process, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you just want to watch kind of the behind the scenes, some of the calls that I'm on, how I'm structuring a few of these things, make sure you follow me on my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, because those will all be there. And if you're on YouTube Shorts, you might as well just subscribe because it's YouTube. But with that being said, I appreciate everyone's time. I hope everyone's having an amazing new year. Peace.